I never imagined I'd be at the center of a neighborhood scandal that would go viral, but life has a way of throwing curveballs. My name is Marcus Hayes, and 3 months ago, I thought Willow Creek Estates was the perfect place to start fresh. With pristine streets, manicured lawns, and a community pool cleaned more than twice a season, it seemed ideal. The HOA fees were steep, $1 for $75 a month, but as a newly promoted financial advisor at Sterling Va Company, I could handle it. Trouble began 2 weeks after I settled into my home at 153 Maple Lane. At the neighborhood welcome mixer, Evelyn Carver, the HOA president, introduced me as our new diverse homeowner to everyone she met. Her tone grated, but I brushed it off. I was used to being the only black man in professional spaces. Then she insisted on a photo for the newsletter, standing too close and speaking loudly, as if I couldn't hear. Marcus is in finance, everyone. Isn't that wonderful? She proclaimed, gripping my shoulder like a trophy. But this isn't about subtle slights. This is about how Evelyn, a 58-year-old pillar of Willow Creek, thought my bank account was her piggy bank, and how her scheme unraveled spectacularly. It started with my mail. I'd sent several client reimbursement checks that never reached their destinations. At first, I blamed the postal service. But after the third complaint, I noticed a pattern. Checks only vanished when I left them in my mailbox for pickup. One Friday, working from home, I glanced out my window and saw Evelyn at my mailbox. She wasn't just passing by. She opened it, rummaged through, and slipped something into her designer purse before strolling away. Stunned, I grabbed my phone and recorded her through the blinds. That night, I installed a camera facing my mailbox. If this was a one-off, fine. But if not, I needed proof. Monday afternoon, Evelyn returned, sporting oversized sunglasses like a budget spy. She grabbed an envelope containing 3 reimbursement checks I'd left as bait. I contacted my bank to stop those checks and tallied the missing ones, over $3,200 in total. As a financial advisor, I keep meticulous records, so I have every detail. The next day, I filed a mail theft report at the post office. The clerk warned that mail theft is a federal crime, punishable by up to 5 years in prison and $250,000 in fines. He suggested I contact the postal inspectors and local police. That evening, my doorbell rang. There stood Evelyn, her smile as fake as her bleached teeth. Marcus, sweetheart, she cooed. You haven't paid your HOA fees this month. Everything okay? I kept my cool. That's odd, Evelyn. I mailed that check last week. She tilted her head. Oh, we never received it. You know how the mail is. Could you write another? The nerve, she was likely holding my stolen checks, demanding more. I played along. Of course, come in. I'll write it now. As Evelyn sat on my sofa, her eyes scanned my living room with barely concealed shock. Lovely home, she said, emphasizing lovely, as if expecting chaos. I opened my checkbook slowly. I'll verify the amount with the HOA treasurer, if that's okay. Her smile twitched. No need. It's $475, as always. I pressed. Since my last check didn't arrive, I should check for late fees. She squirmed. No fees this time. I'm making an exception for you. The word exception dripped with condescension. I handed her the check, which she snatched. By the way, I added casually, I installed a security camera last week. Mailbox, front yard, everything. Uploads to the cloud. Amazing technology, right? Evelyn paled, stammering. Yes, amazing. After she left, I called my college friend Jamal, a local detective. He confirmed mail theft is federal but cautioned me about Evelyn's connections. Her husband golfs with the mayor. He connected me with Officer Laura Bennett, a no-nonsense cop who wouldn't let my report vanish. The next day, I met Laura. She reviewed my footage and records. This is solid, she said. But Evelyn's connected. Her husband's buddies are on half the city council. You ready for pushback? I thought of Evelyn's audacity. Absolutely. Laura suggested a sting to catch her cashing a check. I crafted a decoy check with a subtle routing number error that would flag any deposit attempt. We planned for the next morning. I'd place the check, Laura's team would watch, and I'd record. That night, my parents weighed in. My dad, who grew up in 1960s Mississippi, sighed. Some things never change, son. Be careful. My mom was blunt. Get her on camera. Make sure she pays. I went to bed fueled by resolve. Evelyn had underestimated me, Marcus Hayes, CFA, Wharton grad, with enough evidence to bury her. The next morning, I placed the bait, a $4,475 check to Willow Creek HOA, and waited. At 11:23 a.m., Evelyn's silver SUV cruised by. She parked 3 houses down, amateurishly obvious in a wide-brimmed hat and sunglasses. My camera caught her rifling my mailbox, smirking as she pocketed the check. I stepped onto my porch. Morning, Evelyn. Need something? She froze, then forced a laugh. Just checking if you got the newsletter I left yesterday. I descended the steps. Funny, I didn't see one. I've had mail go missing lately. Know anything about that? Her face reddened. Are you accusing me? I don't like your tone. An unmarked police car rolled up. I'm just asking if you've noticed suspicious activity. As HOA president, you'd care about mail security, right? She snapped. How dare you spy on neighbors? This behavior doesn't belong in Willow Creek. Laura approached. Everything okay? Evelyn, assuming Laura was her ally, cried. Officer, this man's harassing me. I clarified. I just asked why she was taking my mail. Evelyn clutched her purse. That's a lie. I was checking for a newsletter. Laura asked. Mind showing me your purse? Evelyn balked. Do you know who my husband is? Laura didn't blink. You can open it now or at the station. Trembling, Evelyn revealed my check and other mail. She stammered. Those were mixed with mine by mistake. Laura arrested her for mail theft. Neighbors gawked as Evelyn, humiliated, was led to the patrol car. She hissed. You'll regret this, Marcus. I waved. See you at the next HOA meeting. By afternoon, Evelyn was released with a no-contact order. Laura warned that she seemed unhinged, claiming I framed her over HOA fees. I wasn't worried until 6:30 p.m., when someone jiggled my doorknob. Evelyn's voice screeched. Open this door! Through the peephole, I saw her, disheveled and furious. I recorded as she ranted. Those checks were mine! I deserve them for keeping people like you from ruining our property values. I replied. People like me? She doubled down. You know what I mean. Your fancy car, your job, it doesn't add up. Where'd you get the money for this house? I opened the door, chain on. Leave now, or I'll call the police. She laughed maniacally. Call them. My husband knows the DA. Laura cleared her throat behind Evelyn, who spun around, shocked. Tell me about these friends obstructing justice, Laura said. Evelyn dialed 911, screaming. Help! I'm being threatened by a large black man and a fake cop. Laura radioed. False 911 call in progress. Evelyn's performance continued. He claims to live here. Laura cuffed her for false reporting, violating the no-contact order, and attempted fraud. As patrol cars arrived, Evelyn shrieked. This is my neighborhood! I shot back. Not anymore. 3 weeks later, I testified at Evelyn's hearing. Her charges included mail theft, attempted fraud, false reporting, and racial bias. Her courtroom confession, that she ran 3 background checks on me because someone like him couldn't afford my home, stunned the room. Her husband, Harold, offered me $25,000 to drop my testimony. I declined loudly, drawing court attention. The judge denied Evelyn's motion to dismiss, and the DA added housing discrimination charges after other residents shared similar stories. Days before trial, Evelyn took a plea, guilty on all counts, 5 years probation, $50,000 in fines, $15,000 restitution to me, 500 hours of community service, and a public apology. She resigned from the HOA and was barred from community boards. At the HOA meeting, a packed room watched her monotone apology. Residents grilled her on years of biased rejections, exposing her abuse of power. She left broken, her reputation in tatters. The Whitfields moved to Florida after Harold's firm forced his retirement. The new HOA, led by my neighbor Tom, refunded misused fees and renamed the community center Hayes Center in my honor. A black family moved into the Whitfields' old home, and I hosted a welcome barbecue. Evelyn's entitlement cost her everything, while I gained a true sense of belonging. As my dad says, sometimes the trash takes itself out. What do you think? Was Evelyn's downfall justice served, or did Marcus go too far with the sting? Share your thoughts below, and let's debate how far you'd go to expose wrongdoing in your community.